our soil is done. Oh my gosh. It baked beautifully. Let's go. When it comes to seed starting mix, there are two main kinds of seed starting mix. You have the regular generic seed starting mix that might have worm castings or compost, some type of composted organic material as the main growing medium. And then you might also have what's called a soilless, which is basically a growing medium that is free of organic material that's been broken down. It is free of compost, it is free of forest humus, it is free of worm castings. It contains only a medium of coconut husk fiber, sphagnum peat moss, or a combination of either of those as the main growing medium. And then it's probably also going to have some perlite and vermiculite added. And that's probably going to be true in both of your cases because perlite and vermiculite add water holding capabilities as well as aeration. And so when you have those two different options to go with, if you decide to go with a soilless mix, you're great. It's turnkey and it's basically ready to use. That's why I like it. But if you decide to have a seed starting mix that contains soil, that contains organic material, you have to purify it, you have to sterilize it, otherwise you're gonna have some problems. Why is it? So this is a seed starting mix that we made just by sifting down a very generic bag of potting mix. The potting mix had compost, it had forest humus, it had worm castings. It just was a super generic potting mix that we sifted down through an 1/8 of an inch mesh. Gave us a beautiful fine texture. We talk about how you can absolutely do that all the time. You can totally sift it down, save yourself some money, use what you have on hand, that's fine. We have a beautiful texture. The downside is it has organic material. And now that might not seem like a bad thing, at face value, it's actually a really bad thing because there's going to be a lot of fungus gnats, there's going to be a lot of soil mites and other soil microbes existing in this soil here that when you're starting seeds indoors, they can actually wreak havoc on your seed starting experience. Indoors where there's not as many predators, aphids, fungus gnats, whitefly, mealybugs, spider mites, nematodes, you name it. There's so many icky, crawly, not even insects, but fungal things. You have, damping off, powdery mildew, blight, fusarium, so many different fungal issues that can come in on your seed starting mix because let's face it, what breaks down organic material? What breaks down organic material in a compost pile are insects and fungus. So it's very natural to have it in there. What's not natural is to bring it indoors where there's not checks and balances. And that's what we have to do as gardeners if we want the best success, is we have to completely eliminate all of the variables that could potentially be out of check. What we want is a very sterile mix. Now, we talk about all the time how sterility is actually not a good thing for overall plant health, but that's in the garden. We talk about all the time how we want to encourage beneficial bacteria and beneficial fungi and all this amazing stuff that happens in the garden. When I'm starting seeds, I want absolutely nothing because when my seeds are growing indoors for 4 to 6 weeks, the tiniest issue can get blown out of proportion in a huge way, specifically around fungus gnats. Fungus gnats can reproduce at an alarming rate, and a single female fungus gnat can lay up to 500 eggs, meaning that one fungus gnat can lead to 500 babies, which then leads to an exponential growth of fungus gnats, and they ultimately eat plant roots, plant tissue. They come in and they cause problems, and they ultimately will really weaken, if not completely kill your seedlings. So that is why sterilization is so important. So next, we're gonna go through 3 simple ways that you can sterilize your soil. And we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of each way because I've used all of them. And if you're insisting on going the route of a mix that has soil in them, you're gonna be choosing one of these 3. When it comes to sterilizing your seed starting mix, there are 2 different main functions. You have either heat as a mode of function to kill and basically sterilize your mix, or you have chemicals. And now when I say chemicals, it's not actually as bad as you think, but the first way is through temperature. Now temperature is pretty simple. You can boil some water. This cup of water here says, "I drink coffee for your protection." We've boiled this in the microwave. It is super hot, and we're going to take this super hot water here. We're going to pour it in. Now, I'm not going to mix this with my hands because that would be crazy. It's very, very hot. But basically, we would mix this up with like a shovel, get it all incorporated, and that super hot water is going to kill and sterilize any bacteria or fungal spores in the soil. So when it comes to sterilizing your mix using boiling water, there are some pros and cons. The main pro is the fact that it's super simple to do. You can pre-moisten your mix with this boiling water and you're basically done. Now the other pro is that you've pre-moistened your mix. So when you pre-moisten mix, which you should always do, it soaks the soil up, or the soil soaks up the water, allowing for the seeds to be more evenly distributed in the soil, makes watering easier, reduces air gaps and compaction, and it kind of just helps things stay a little more put in your seed starting trays. So we always advocate pre-moistening your soil. So that's already been done because we just use boiling water. But here's the downside. The downside is that you have to boil quite a lot of water compared to soil, almost, in my experience, a 1-to-1 ratio, because your soil cools the water down exceptionally fast. And in order to properly sterilize your soil, the water needs to maintain a temperature of above 150 degrees Fahrenheit in order for that to completely sterilize the mix. Meaning, the likelihood of that is really slim if you only use a small amount of water. It just cools it down so fast. And so you have to use a lot of water. That leads to kind of an overly saturated soil. I mean, now that this has cooled down some, it's still pretty warm to the touch. I mean, look at how much water. I mean, I'm just squeezing out so much extra water in this mix because of the fact that I didn't want it to cool down right away. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio of soil to water, and that just becomes a tad bit impractical. And then the second downside to using boiling water is the fact that once you have soaked the soil, now the soil is like, it's properly soaked. And if you're not going to use it right away, what can happen is wet soil exposed to the air, overly wet soil exposed to the air, there's mold and mildew spores in the air. And you can actually inoculate the soil, believe it or not, and you can start to grow mold and mildew on an already soilless or soil-containing mix regardless. Damp soil for long periods of time will lead to mold and mildew regardless. And so you ultimately just you've killed it and sterilized it temporarily, but now if it stays wet for a week or two and you're waiting on using it, completely irrelevant. So you almost have to use it right away at that point. You almost have to just start planting in it right away, start growing in it, otherwise you've got some problems. So 2 good things about it and 2 bad things about it, but regardless, there is some sterilized seed starting mix with boiling water. The second way to sterilize your seed starting mix is through using chemical sterilization with a household chemical that most everybody has, and that is hydrogen peroxide. We're going to use a 1-to-1 ratio of hydrogen peroxide to water. So we have a little cup of it that I've pre-mixed here, 50% hydrogen peroxide, 50% water, and we are going to pour that into the mix and mix it up really well. Could have used maybe a tiny bit more of that there. So obviously very simple, obviously pretty quick to do. The pro is that, we'll get to, okay, con is that it's a little bit fragrant. It smells like hydrogen peroxide, which just has kind of that like medical smell to it. Not a great smell. But it's also a little bit costly. If you're doing a lot of soil, it gets to be a little bit costly, and it doesn't always work. I will say in my experience, it doesn't always work. There's been plenty of times where I've done this and I've still had fungus gnats. So I just have found that it gets a little bit spotty. It's almost easier to treat less soil than it is to treat more. And one of the pros is the fact that it's really simple to do. So if you don't have that much soil and you have the stuff on hand, it's pretty simple to do. And this by far pre-moistens the soil a lot more reasonably than the boiling water does. I'm not going to be able to squeeze any water out of this. This is like a very reasonable amount of water to pre-moisten my mix. So, in theory, if I was doing this right away, I'm going to let this sit for a minute or two to let the let the hydrogen peroxide bubble out, but it ultimately basically just, it loses its effect the moment you dump it into the soil. Works, it activates, and then it's done. I find it works a lot better in studies that I've read. It works a lot better on fungal than it does on bacterial. So again, it can be a little bit spotty, but a lot of people swear by it. And so that is just another option that you can use. The final option is by heating it in the oven. Our dirt cake is done. Oh my goodness. It smells really good, actually. I don't know why it smells good. It smells earthy, but also like kind of nice. So this right here is a really great way to sterilize your seed starting mix. So this is by far my favorite way to sterilize a mix that needs to be sterilized because of not only how simple it is, but how effective it is. This guarantees that we're going to evenly heat the soil throughout, and all you have to do is take your soil, put it onto a baking sheet, put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 5 to 7 minutes. It's very simple to do. You don't really need anything that's too fancy, and it is effective. I mean, it is, I don't know if you can see the steam coming off there. It is very effective at heating the soil completely through. Now, this is going to properly sterilize your soil. You don't have to worry. You can pre-moisten it later because obviously then you can add the amount of moisture you want. And you don't have to worry about the cost of really, like buying all this stuff like isopropyl alcohol if you have it, how much, what percentage you have. Did you add enough? Did it work? This is by far the preferred method. And this is the method that I use if I have to sterilize mix. Now, I will say, right, the downside to this is the fact that some people find this to be a little off-putting. I'm going to properly sterilize the equipment that I used, but I did just, commandeer the office toaster oven. So I'm going to properly sterilize everything. But the downside to this is just the fact that you could do all this stuff out in the garden, in your greenhouse, in your grow room. You may have, a partner that doesn't find this to be the most appealing. That's probably the biggest con of it all. Other than that, there's only pros from here. It is consistent. I can guarantee you that if I sustain that temperature of at least 150 degrees for above 5 minutes, that every fungal spore, bacterial spore, spider mite, aphid, whitefly, doesn't matter what it is going to be killed in this mix. This is truly sterilized, and it is easy to put this back into a Ziploc baggie, store it when I need to, so I can sterilize a bunch, store it as needed. I don't have to worry about using it right away, like in the case of using boiling water. I don't have to worry about not sterilizing it completely, like in the case of using hydrogen peroxide. Both of those do work, but this one right here works. And I appreciate something that works because I don't want to take chances with my seedlings. So those are 3 really simple ways to sterilize your seed starting mix. I want to give you a 4th way to using a seed starting mix that has soil that can take away the need to even sterilize in the first place. And that's by growing directly outside. If you start your seeds indoors, the reason why we have to sterilize is because indoors we don't have the predator prey. We don't have that natural ecosystem that keeps those things in check. Outside, we have airflow, we have sunlight, we have natural predators that can help to control some of the things that happen that are negatives. And so if you start seeds outside in a greenhouse or start them in your garden or on your back porch, you don't have to worry about this at all. And that's why I always say using a sterile seed starting mix is only necessary indoors. It's only necessary indoors. So go ahead and use it outside in copious amounts. You don't have to worry a bit about it. And so that is the 4th way that you can kind of use your seed starting mix to help you grow seeds, have a better time of seed starting, and ultimately, hopefully this answers the question that you had about sterilizing seed starting mix. I never did for a long time. I paid the price dearly so many times. And so now I either heat it up in the oven at 350 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes, or I just go with a soilless seed starting mix. The ones we use Sunshine Blend, we use Pro Mix, or we make it ourselves by buying a block of peat moss, adding a little dolomitic lime, some perlite and vermiculite, and calling it good. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all learned something new. Let me know which seed starting soil type you use, soilless or soil, and how you sterilize, your preferred sterilization method. Do you sterilize? Do you not? Let's have a conversation in the comments box down below. And last but not least, if you wouldn't mind, make sure to comment something you learned if you did learn something. YouTube loves to know that you are engaging with these videos, and I appreciate that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel. Happy seed starting, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Grow bigger. Take care. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I want to thank you for your viewership, because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care. Bye.